A scriptural Torah is taken from the book of MAQQAqədIM ALEF, titled The Grecian Empire Began. As I read, please, your worship where necessary. Anyways, name is mentioned. The name of our MAQQAqədIM. Again, MAQQAqədIM, in bracket Mark, Aleph, chapter 1, verse 1. And it came to be after Alexandrios, son of Philippos, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, sovereign of Paras and Magda. Verse 1 again, and it came to be after Alexandrios, son of Philippos, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, sovereign of Paras and Magda, that he reigned in his place, the first over Yoan. Verse 2, and he fought many battles and won many strongholds and slew the sovereigns of the earth. Verse 3, and he went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils from many nations, so that the earth was at rest before him. Therefore he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. Verse 4, and he gathered a very mighty army and ruled over countries and nations and sovereigns, who became tributary to him. Verse 4 again, and he gathered a very mighty army and ruled over countries and nations and sovereigns, who became, if you may, tributary to him. Tributary in bracket. Verse 5, and after these events he fell sick and perceived that he would die. Verse 6, so he called his servants who were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and divided his reign among them while he was still alive. Verse 7, so Alexandrios reigned 12 years, and then he died. Verse 8, and his servants ruled, each one in his place. Verse 9, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves, as did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Verse 10, and a wicked root came out from them, Antiochus, also called Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the sovereign. In bracket, these are all today's Grecian names, who had been a hostage at Romaim, Rome. I take that again, who had been a hostage at Romaim, Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the reign of the Iewannites. Verse 10 again, and a wicked root came out from them, Antiochus, also called Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the sovereign. These are all today's Grecian names in bracket. Out of bracket, who had been a hostage at Romaim, Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the reign of the Iewannites. 11. In those days, wicked men went out of your Israel, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the Gentiles that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Verse 12, so this plan was well-pleasing to them. Verse 13, then some of the people were so bold in this that they went to the sovereign, who gave them authority to do according to the laws of the Gentiles. Verse 14, so they built a place of training at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the Gentiles. Verse 15, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the Godish covenant of Elohim, and joined themselves in the Gentiles, and were sold to do evil. Verse 16, now when the reign was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Mizraim, in bracket Egypt, that he might have the rule of the two reigns. Verse 16 again, now when the reign was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Mizraim, Egypt in bracket, and out of bracket, that he might have the rule of two reigns. 17, therefore he entered into Mizraim with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great fleet. Verse 18, and fought against Ptolemies, sovereign of Mizraim, Egypt. But Ptolemies was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded and slain. Verse 19, therefore they took the fortified cities in the land of Mizraim, Egypt, and he took the spoils from there. Verse 20, and after Antiochus had smitten Mizraim, Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. Verse 21, and he entered proudly into the Mikdash, in bracket, the holy temple of Messiah, out of bracket, and took away the golden altar, and the lampstand of light, and all its utensils. Verse 22, and the table of the showbread, and the bowls for pouring, and the vessels, and the gold fire holders, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before Hagar, all which he pulled off. Verse 23, he also took the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. He also took the hidden treasures which he found. Verse 14, and when he had taken all away, he went to his own land, having made a great slaughter, and spoken very proudly. Verse 25, therefore there was a great mourning in Israel. In every place where they were. 26, so that the rulers and elders mourned, the maidens and young men were weakened, and the pleasantness of women was changed. 27, every bridegroom lamented, and she that sat in the bridal chamber was in grief. 28, the land also was moved for the inhabitants, and all the house of Jacob was covered with shame. 29, and after a full 2 years passed, the sovereign sent his chief tax collectors to the cities of Yehuda, who came to Jerusalem with great multitude. Verse 30, and spoke peaceable words to them, but all was deceit. For when they had accepted him, he fell suddenly upon the city, and smote it greatly, and destroyed many people of Israel. 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he lit it on fire and pulled down the house and its walls all around. 32. But they took the women and children captive and took possession of the cattle. 33. Then they built the city of David with a great and strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for themselves. 34. And they built a sinful nation in it, wicked men, and strengthened themselves within. 34 again. And they put a sinful nation in it, rather, dash wicked men, dash and strengthen themselves within. 35. They also stored it with weapons and food. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid upon. 35 again. And they also stored in it with weapons and food. 35 again. They also stored it with weapons and food. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there. And so they became a great snare. 36. For it was a place to lie in wait against the Mikdash, the holy temple, and an evil adversary to your Israel. 36 again. For it was a place to lie in wait against the Mikdash, and an evil adversary to your Israel. Dash Israel. 37. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the Mikdash, dashed the great temple of Hayor HaElohim, and defiled it. 38. So that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them. Therefore the city was made a dwelling of foreigners, and became foreign to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. 39. Her Mikdash was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Shabbathot into reproach, her Hannah into contempt. Verse 40. As had been her esteem, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Verse 41. And sovereign Antiochus wrote to his whole reign that all should be one people. Verse 42. And everyone should live his laws. So all the Gentiles agreed according to the command of the sovereign. 43. Even many of the Israelites. 43 again. Even many of the Israelites also agreed to his belief, and slaughtered to idols, and profaned the Shabbat. 44. For the sovereign had sent letters by messengers to Jerusalem and the cities of Yehudah, that they should follow the foreign laws of the land. Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and slaughterings and drink offerings in the Hekal, and that they should profane the Shabbathot and the festival days. Verse 46. And pollute the Mikdash and the Kodesh people. 47. Put up altars and Asherim, dash Venus, the goddess deity, and temples of idols, and offer pig's flesh and unclean beasts. 48. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their beings abominable with all manner of uncleanness and abomination. 49, so that they might forget the Torah and change all the laws. That's verse 49. Verse 50, and whoever would not do according to the command of the sovereign, he said he should die. Verse 51, he wrote to his whole reign in the same way, and appointed overseers over all the people. Verse 51 again, he wrote to his whole reign in the same way, and appointed overseers of all the people, commanding the cities of Yehudah to offer city by city. Verse 52, then many of the people were gathered to them, that is, everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land. Verse 53, and drove the Israelites into hiding places, even wherever they could flee for safety. 54, now on the 15th day of the month of Kislev, in the 145th year, they put up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and built idol altars throughout the cities of Yehudah on every side. Verse 55, and burned incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. Verse 56, and when they had torn in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. Verse 57, and whoever was found with any of the book of the covenant, or if any adhered to the law, the sovereign's command was that they should put him to death. Verse 58, thus they did by the authority today, the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Verse 59, now on the 20th, verse 59 again, now on the 25th day, 59 again, now on the 25th day of the month, they slaughtered on the idol altar, which was upon the altar of Elohim. Verse 60, at which time, according to the command, they put to death some women that had allowed their children to be circumcised. Verse 61, and they hanged the infants by their necks, and ransacked their houses, and slew those that had circumcised them. Verse 62, however, many in Israel were fully resolved, and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean matter. Verse 63, therefore rather to die, that they might not be defiled with food, and they might not profane the Kodesh covenants. So then they died. Verse 64, and very great wrath came upon Israel. Verse 64 again, and very great wrath came to be upon Israel. That's the end of verse 1. Chayor Yeshua HaMashiach, dash Yehudah, Messianic Holy Torah, dash Bible version, all copyright reserved. From the movement of Yehudah HaMashiach. The Amen and the Amen is Yeshua HaMashiach. Haruach HaKadosh Son, Haruach HaEloah, and Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.